Well, it does seem a little bit weird to be talking to you about the Papa John's Trophy final almost a year on from when it should have been played. But, how pleased are you to finally have a date in the diary? And, it's a game at Wembley. It's something to look forward to, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And it's always an honour, and it's a real privilege to be able to go and play at Wembley. Obviously, such a shame to be there with no fans. Obviously, like ours. I think the year before they sold it out. I think in the first day or something like that, 45,000. So that's something that I was really looking forward to around that time. And then obviously found out there's not going to be any fans. It's still exciting, obviously, chance to win a trophy. Obviously, hopefully we'll be the first team to retain it. So that's something as well that I'm looking forward to hopefully doing.
And you just mentioned the fans there. Obviously, it'll be a totally different experience, won't it, to what you're used to playing at Wembley. But just for you guys this season as well, how much are you missing the fans at a fortress like Fratton Park as well? Because they come out in numbers, don't they, the Pompey fans?
Yeah, even when it's freezing, wet, whatever, they're always there. I think over the top four leagues. I think I heard someone say today that the home away ratio. I think away games teams are winning 45% now compared to what they were before, and that's obviously to do with fans. Like last season, our home form was really, really good. I don't think we lost a game at home in the league at all. And then this season is kind of the opposite. We're doing really well away and probably should be doing a lot better at home, But I honestly just think it's the fans, because especially down at Fratton Park, like you said, when they all pack in there, it's an awesome atmosphere, and it's part of the reason why players want to come to Portsmouth is to play in front of them fans. So it's a real big shame for us, but hopefully we can give them some pleasure by winning this trophy, and hopefully try and get up into the championship for next season too.
I was going to say, does that play on your mind a little bit? Is that a big factor because this season's so congested as it is anyway? You almost look at this game and think, okay, it's another game, but at the same time, it's a chance to win a trophy, isn't it? And those fans sat at home, people haven't had a lot to cheer about this year, but this could be something good for them.
Yeah, exactly. I think the hardest thing to do in football is win trophies, no matter what the trophy is. So I know me personally, I'm desperate to win it, because, like I said, it's the hardest thing to do, and to give the fans back that little bit of pleasure that I think maybe that they've been missing from their lives. I think it's been nearly a year now since they've not really been back in the ground. Yeah. So, but no, it's really exciting to go there. But again, big shame the fans aren't there. But so we'll be trying to win it for them, really.
And you're from a bit of a footballing family, aren't you? Am I right in saying that you've got two brothers who are also professional footballers? Is that something that you all always have wanted to do?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was mainly my older brother. He started out. He thinks about 5 or 6 years older than me, and he started out at Middlesbrough. So what was I would have been about 10 or 11 when he came over here, and so it was always kind of something that was at the back of our minds in terms of, my older brother's a footballer. It's like I myself never really kind of doubted that I wouldn't be a footballer, because my older brother did it. So I thought, it's not easy, but because I've seen him do it, it made me believe in myself more, and become more realistic. But yeah, my other brother is playing at Havant and Waterlooville at the moment, which is actually just down the road from Portsmouth, which is cool. So yeah, I mean, I just always wanted to follow in his footsteps. Anything that he did, even like not related to football, you obviously want to be like a big brother. So that was just, I just always wanted to be a footballer because of him, really.
I know you started your professional career at Portsmouth, I think, when you were just sort of about 17-ish. You're obviously born in Australia. Can you just tell me a little bit about how the move over to England came about and how you ended up at Portsmouth as a youngster?
Yeah, so my brother's agent at the time was a family friend of ours, but he had a reputation for bringing young Aussie footballers over to England for trials. So he was the he was the kind of go-to guy if you wanted to get yourself over to England. And with him being a family friend and also being my brother's agent, he always knew of me and my twin brother. So that's kind of how that came about. He's seen us playing, I think it was about under 13s or 14s, something like that, and said, look, we think you've got a good chance. So came over to England. First club I actually came to was Portsmouth. I also went to a couple of other clubs. I went to Middlesbrough, went to Sheffield Wednesday, Sunderland, stuff like that. But when Portsmouth offered me the contract, it was something I wanted to do because I didn't want to, not that I didn't want to be close to my brother, but I wanted to do my own thing. So I thought the South Coast was perfect. And at the time they were in the Premier League and stuff like that. So it was quite an easy decision, to be honest with you. And it was quite similar to my lifestyle in Perth, really, with the ocean being there and stuff like that. So made it a bit easier.
And then obviously you went on to play for the likes of Fulham and Barnsley and Rotherham before coming back to Portsmouth a couple of years ago. What was it like to return to the club that you started your career at?
It was good, especially because the circumstances that I came back in, the circumstances that I left, and there were two completely different things. I mean, I left partly because of the financial kind of crisis that the club was going through at the time. Fans weren't happy with probably the players and the board and stuff like that, and it was just a sinking ship, really, if I'm being brutally honest. And then now we're kind of going the other way. We're looking upwards rather than downwards. We've got a really good owner in place, good CEO, good manager, good squad. So it's really positive, and that's what kind of like, there was still a lot of the same faces that were here when I was a kid. So it was awesome to see when I left that maybe they would have had a bit of a frown in their face, and now it's a lot happier and a lot more positive. Personally, I've been trying to work on scoring more goals, which is definitely something that I'm more than capable of doing and something I should be doing. And that's something that I've really focused on this season. And I find myself getting more chances. I've already scored the same amount of goals I did last season in half the time, and I could have had more. And I'm really looking forward to the back end of the season and trying to give us a real extra edge, and try and chip in with a few more goals and carry on trying to provide the passes for the boys to score as well. I'll try and score goals, but I know if someone's in a better position, no problem. I'll roll it to him, and for me, it's just about getting promoted.
You've moved into a slightly more central attacking role this season. I think linking up quite well with John Marquis from what I've seen. It seems to be a role that you're adapting to well. Is that something that the manager wanted you to take on?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, just a little bit more energy in there maybe, and then and when they can find me in the pocket, I'm quite good at turning and driving and getting us up the pitch, and I can run off John, I can pass the ball to John pass to me. So that's something that we've had a conversation with the gaffer. And to be fair, he's given me the chance, and I've done quite well there. So I've been able to stay in there, because sometimes when you try a new position and maybe it doesn't work first 2 or 3 games, then that kind of hit that nail on the head and that's done with. But I managed to kind of not make it my own, but I'm a different kind of attacking midfield player, a lot more running. That's one thing that I always do is give 110%. And I think especially when it's in the middle of the pitch, you get a little bit more for your money than out wide, because you can make contact with the defenders, centre halves, but also get on the half turn and run at centre halves as opposed to fullbacks and wing backs.
Yeah. And you've played in the Championship, I think, when you were with Rotherham a couple of seasons ago, haven't you? How much would you love to get back there and play that level of football again?
Yeah. When I left, we were in the Championship. I made a couple of appearances here in the Championship too. Only a young kid there. I've also at Fulham and also at Barnsley, and I've always really enjoyed the Championship, and I found the level challenging. It's been awesome, when I've played in the Championship, like playing against some really, really big clubs. But I think for me, it would mean the most to do it with this club, because of the affiliation I have with the club. When I left the club, we're in the championship. So for me to be able to come back and help the team get back into the championship would be an awesome feeling. And I think for the club, I think we do really well in the championship, to be honest, because Fratton's like a fortress. And even when big teams come, it's hard to get a result down there, especially when we're playing well, crowds rocking and stuff like that. And I think Portsmouth are a really good, like an underdog club, especially when they're in the Premier League.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like little old Portsmouth, but we have a good fan base and everyone works hard, So I think it'd be the biggest thing since the FA Cup in 2008. And I just think that's what the fans are due, to be honest, going all the way down to League Two, and then hopefully coming back up to the Championship would be awesome for the club, and it'd just be awesome for the fans as well.
And I just want to go back to your Wembley experience in 2018, because I know you were part of the Rotherham squad that won promotion in the playoffs that year, weren't you? You must have fond memories of playing at Wembley. But what do you remember about that day itself?
The first thing that springs to mind is just being red hot. It was absolutely boiling that day. I don't even know what the temperature was, but I think on the pitch or something, it must have been 30 plus. But it was a strange one, because first half we had a penalty and we missed the penalty, and I just thought, I don't think we're going to go up here, just because sometimes when that happens. But yeah, we managed to get to extra time. I think they scored in the first half. We scored second half, and then we took it to extra time, and you could just see that everyone's legs were, especially on for Shrewsbury, they just kind of I'm not going to say crumble, because they didn't crumble. They just ran out of energy, And we had our team was really fit. That was kind of where we were. Manager at the time had us really fit and really well conditioned, and it just kind of proved to be the edge that we had on them. What an awesome day! My brother came over from Australia at the time. Had my fiance there. I had quite a lot of people there. It's just such an awesome day.
Obviously, I know it'll be different this time around with no fans in. It'll be strange being at a stadium that size that's empty. But with you having played there before, and obviously Pompey as a side are no strangers to a final, that experience has got to be something that you'll all take with you as players into the game, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. The thing, because it's a one-off game, I think you just got to go for it. Personally, I don't think there's any waiting around. You just got to go there and be cool-headed. Go there, do the job that you need to do, and if everybody on the pitch does it for our team, then I think we'll win.